going on, guys? So today basically what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be taking you guys through a couple of my favorite stretches, right? So for me, I do a lot of heavy lifting, right? So my hips, my back, my hamstring, and areas like that get really tight really fast. And for me, in order for me to keep performing at a high level, I find that I have to take the time, you know what I'm saying, to stretch properly at least 3 times a week, right? I know it's something that a lot of people don't take seriously, right? But for me, you need to take stretching and recovery as important as the working out itself, right? But I think some people prioritize the working out, but not so much the stretching and the mobility. I think if lots of people, they would see a dramatic increase in their strength if they focus more on stretching, right? And if they focus more on mobility and stuff like that, right? So yeah. Okay, so the first exercise I'm gonna be doing is one of my favorite ones. Whenever I'm stretching, I tend to start with this one. It's a really good one for opening up your entire back, really helping to stretch your spine out. It also helps stretch out the hips, your hamstrings, basically just everything in the posterior chain and then some. But for me, I usually hold these for, I've been doing them long enough, I usually hold them for 45 seconds to a minute. But if you're a beginner, shoot for anywhere between 20 and 30 seconds. And just go to, for all these stretches I'm about to do, just go to whatever feels comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of how your body's feeling. Don't push too much, because you shouldn't feel any discomfort with these, right? So just be wary of that. Just be in tune with your body. But yeah, the first one I'm gonna be doing, I'll be holding this for 45 seconds to a minute. But like I said, for you guys, you can hold it for 20 to 30. For this next one, it really helps to open up part of your hamstrings, the inner thighs and everything like that, and also a little bit on the mid back and the shoulders, right? So let's get it. Like I said, I'm going to hold for like 45 seconds to a minute. You guys can do anywhere, if you're a beginner, anywhere from 20 to 30. So yeah. So just grab onto each ankle to wherever it's comfortable, right? And just hold. Try and keep your back straight as you're holding this. And as you start to feel more comfortable in the stretch, you can go deeper and deeper, but slowly. Make sure your toes are pointed up. Make sure that your hips are not falling backwards or forwards. Right? Everything should be in a straight line. Legs completely flat to the ground. So for me, I start on my ankles, and eventually, because I've loosened up a bit, I can go for my toes. And with any stretching that you do, you want to make sure that you come out of the stretch very slowly, very carefully, because we don't want to pull anything. So Move when you come out of a stretch, especially a deep stretch. You want to move very, very slow to avoid injury. Okay, so this next one, we're gonna do 45 seconds each side. This one is for to open up the glutes, and this one also helps to open up with the lower back as well. So this is good for your glutes, and it's really good for your lower back as well. Just wrap one leg over, bring the opposite hand around the leg, and you just hold. And again, with this one, you want to try and keep that back straight. So as you get more comfortable, the taller you can get with it. And again, you want to make sure your leg is flat to the ground. Make sure the toes pointed up. You want to make sure that your hips not falling on either side. Right? So as you holding this, you're actively pulling the leg, this leg right here, closer to your body to get greater stretch in here. So this is where you should feel the stretch. Okay, 45 seconds. So again, I want to come out slow, right? Carefully. On the side now. Same idea. Bring the leg across. Opposite hand comes around to support that leg. And hold. Yeah, so for this next stretch, it's gonna be a hip opener, right? So for this one, you gotta be very, very careful with this one, you know what I'm saying? Because the hip area can be a very sensitive area for most people, where the hip and the groin connects. So with this, you wanna go into it very carefully, and you don't wanna push yourself too far. So again, I'm gonna hold this one for 45 seconds. Let's go. So you can start like this, and as you're in the stretch, what you want to do, you want to actively squeeze the glute muscle and drive the knee into the ground, and you should feel a better stretch right in here, right? So squeeze your glutes, and by squeezing your glutes, that will help you pull the hip forward, right? And you feel nice and stretched. You can do that as hard or as little as you want. My gosh, I can't speak. And eventually, when you feel more comfortable, you can get up to get a greater stretch in here. Lean back. You can also even put your hand up and tilt to one side to get a greater stretch in there. To get out, just slowly bring yourself back to the ground. Rock back, and just bring the opposite leg around. So on this next stretch, we're gonna focus on it's gonna be hamstring focus. And with this one, you know, the hamstring is probably one of the tightest areas for most people because it's one of the areas that often gets most overlooked when it comes to stretching. So again, you want to be very careful in this position. You don't want to push yourself too far. Go to where it's comfortable, because over time, the more and more you stretch, you'll be able to go further and further. So don't try and overdo it the first time you're doing it, right? So like I said, if you're a beginner, try and do for minimum 20 seconds, maximum 30. But for me, I've been doing this long enough, so I usually shoot for 45 to a minute. The good thing about these stretches is that they're very basic stretches that you can literally just do anywhere. You can do it right by your bedside. You know what I'm saying? You can do them on the go. Like it doesn't take very long, right? But like me being a trainer, one of the things that I've noticed the most over the years is that people underestimate the value of stretching, right? I will always, at first when I first started out, I didn't value stretching as much as I lifted, but as I lifted more over the years, the more and more I realized that stretching is even more important than like the workouts itself. Once you understand that, then you start to train smarter and not harder. To get out of this, just slowly lift yourself up. Let's pick the leg up, go very slow. So yeah, you should aim to stretch at least 3 times a week for at least half an hour. And then for me, I also do soft tissue release at least once a week. So that's you grabbing a little cross ball and working those tight areas in the glutes, like piriformis, in your hips, your groin, and your lower back, right? So all those knots that you have and stuff like that in those areas, you want to get a cross ball to really break up all those scar tissue. It makes a world of difference. Just sitting back into it. This one I'm gonna hold for 30. Yeah, so you can see up here where it's more comfortable. But if you can go deeper into the stretch, you just slowly walk your hands out, and you'll feel more of a stretch in the hips and in here as well too. Alright guys, so that's it for my stretching for today. These stretching that I showed you in this video, like I said, I recommend doing them 3 times a week. As a beginner, hold for 20 to 30 seconds. If you're more advanced, you can hold this for 45 seconds to a minute, right? So like I said, 3 times a week, and value stretching and mobility as much as you do lifting. And If you can do that after about a month of stretching consistently for 3 times a week, you'll notice that your lifts will literally skyrocket. You'll be able to add at least 10 pounds to each of your major compound lifts. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at MIKEMUSCLES. And for my workout programs, the link's gonna be down below. Peace.